Okay, so hello and welcome to our learning sneak preview live session, introducing the learning journey, introducing SAP S/4HANA Finance Group Reporting Learning Journeys. I'm Philip and I'm here for the technical moderation today. So let's start with the technical part. As you already noticed, you cannot turn on your webcams or unmute yourself because we are in the webinar Zoom mode today. But don't worry, in the Q&A tab down below, you will be able to ask some questions and we will answer them in the end of the session. Likewise, this live session will also be recorded, but the Q&A part at the end will not be part of the recording. So don't hesitate to ask any questions you like. Another point that I would like to mention is that you will find on learningsap.com under the learning journey some Q&A and deep dive live sessions. So with the Q&A live sessions, you can gain answers to questions arising from your self-study. And expert deep dive live sessions fill knowledge gaps on specific topics which are difficult to grasp or additional topics that are not included in the learning journeys. So that was it now from my side, and I will give now the word to our expert, Frederica.
First of all, I would like to share my screen. Hello all, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to our learning sneak peek session about group reporting learning journeys. And we will talk about half an hour or a little bit longer about two learning journeys. On the one hand side, the introducing learning journey, and on the other hand side, the performing consolidation learning journey. I made a little agenda, a little presentation for us so that we can follow that a little bit, have a structure. The agenda would therefore be, first of all, I would have a few words about learning hubs and licenses. Then I would like to search for the group reporting learning journeys. Then I would like to give you an overview about the already existing learning journeys and the planned learning journeys. Then we start with the first learning journey, which is the introducing learning journey. Then we will continue with the performing learning journey. And then I would like to give you some hints about the future learning journeys. This will be at the end of the presentation. So first of all, let's step in the Learning Hub information. You know that we can have a self-paced learning using our Learning Hub, which means the question which comes up first is then, if I only need material to learn, for example, about finance or about group reporting, is then a license for the Learning Hub necessary? No, in this case, not. If you are only interested in getting the material and to do a self-paced learning, then you don't need a Learning Hub license. If you say, I'm interested in attending live sessions, in booking a learning system, or if you want to take an exam, a certification, then in this case, you have to buy a Learning Hub license. You will find everything about the license in our training shop. And then which licenses do we have? We have on the one hand side a professional edition. And this professional edition has the advantage that you can reach material from any part of SAP Learning, which means if you are interested in analytics, you can use this edition, and you can also use sales and finance, etc., etc. If you are interested in the material from all these applications, you say, I'm interested in a professional edition, and doing so, you will have a 60 hours free access to our learning system. This is the pricing for this professional edition. Then part 2, if you are interested in the application knowledge and not in the knowledge about everything, then you are interested in a solution edition. And here you have a little look. For example, you are interested in analytics, in digital platforms, procurement, etc., finance, sales, and so on. Then you say, okay, perhaps I'm interested in the finance Learning Hub license. Doing so, you are only interested in finance, for example, and then you get also 60 hours of free access. And in addition, you will get 2 exams for free. This is in the bundle for the solution edition. And this is the pricing for it. So enough to the Learning Hub licenses. The next point would be that you are interested to find the group learning journeys. And doing so, there is perhaps on the one hand side, this way, using this URL. So going with you into the system, I already entered this URL, and then you select View All Learning Journeys. And then let's scroll a little bit up. You enter group reporting. And then the system says, well, there are two learning journeys, introducing and performing. Both is possible. So if you use, for example, or interested in the introducing learning journey, you will always have a little movie from my colleague who explains a little bit what is the content of the introducing learning journey as an example. But it's not deeper than the learning objectives, which are mentioned also here. So it's really a very high level and gives you no details. Then you are getting the information if the learning journey is for a beginner or for intermediate or for advanced. And it says which prerequisites are necessary. And you see, in our case, financial accounting knowledge is necessary and knowledge about the corporate close would be necessary. So if you scroll down and we click the minus, then you will see the name of the training class, which is in this learning journey. It's the overview training class. And you will see that we have 4 units which belong to this class. And if you want to open one unit, you can first click on the plus sign. You will see the details, what is the content of this unit. And if you want to go into the unit, you could select Go to Learning. If you go to learning, then you will be led, and it's always at the beginning that you are getting explained in which scenario we are. And as you can see from here, we are in a bike company and we are a business user who is new to the bike company and wants to help in the department to build up the knowledge about group reporting. And doing so, he or she scrolls down a little bit and here gets the first type of a figure, which is an animation. And I will just click it to give you an impression. Yes, and you see step by step, the figure is getting more content and we continue with explanations. And this is the first part, which means that figures can be animations for explanation. And on the other hand, we have figures that are static. And this continues the same way. And at the end of each unit, we have 5 questions. And this is here you are led to that by using continue to quiz. If you go to the quiz, you have, as I said, 5 questions. You can answer them and get a good feeling if you understood the content of the unit. This is the idea. And having done and completed the unit, you can go back using this arrow, and then you are back here, search the minus and close the unit and continue. And this is the same procedure for each of the classes. So I just took this idea of showing it to you. For the rest, for the presentation, I will go to my PowerPoint presentation. So here and at the end, I will put the presentation as a PDF in the chat and you can take it home with you. So the idea was using the URL, choosing this, and then going to the learning journeys and entering what you are searching for. And here you can find our 2 learning journeys. Here we also put the QR code for both learning journeys, the introducing and the performing one, as you will get it. The presentation, I won't wait until you copied that QR code. So instead, we go one step ahead and give a little overview about the learning journeys for group reporting. So in our learning journeys, that's the general approach. We differentiate between business users and consultants. And on the other hand, we differentiate between foundational, intermediate, and advanced level. And it's all role-based, so to speak, a role-based approach. If you look at the red color, these are the learning journeys we are talking about in this session. And you can see that the introducing one, the learning journey, has exactly 1 class, the F9 111. It's the overview class, and it lasts for 1 hour and 20 minutes. It's a self-studying and it's without exercises and without demonstrations. It's just overview. And then having done this, The next one would be the performing class. And you can see that this learning journey consists of two classes, the F9 211 and the F9 212. The first of them is also a conceptional class, which deepens the knowledge you got in this 9 111. And it's also without exercises, without demonstrations, lasts 3 hours. And then we have the hands-on class, as I always call it, along the corporate close process in group reporting. The user works in the system and does step by step everything you do in consolidation and gets a good understanding, because conceptional, etc. knowledge is there, so you can focus on the doing. And it lasts 5 hours. About the right-hand side, I will come to that at the end. These are our planned learning journeys. So at the moment, we are interested on the left-hand side and will continue with the first learning journey, which is the overview class, very high level, as I said. And now we find back my colleague and what I already said, what are the prerequisites and what is the level of knowledge. Good. So coming back to the 1 hour and 20 session, the introduction learning journey with the overview knowledge, let's say we have 4 units. And in the very first unit, you can always see very good what is the content of this unit. It's about building blocks. That's a different word for the complete scenario of the complete building blocks is the business suite. Now I have this word. The business suite is the same as building blocks. And what is the business suite of group reporting is one point of interest. Then what are the benefits of using group reporting? And then, of course, what are the data tables for group reporting, or the data table for group reporting? And then you will get some knowledge about what is a group, a consolidation group, what is a consolidation unit, what is a document type, etc. So basic knowledge of the vocabulary used in consolidation. And mostly I took one of the most important slides into my presentation. For example, the business suite, the building blocks I said before. So the idea of group reporting is that you are normally in the same system as accounting, in the same client as in accounting. And when you have the financial close data, you will do a kind of copying of data into group reporting, which means re-release data. Copying means release data, and therefore the integrated companies and their financial close data are copied into table AC.U, which is the table for group reporting. So, but not all of the companies in your group scenario are integrated companies. Sometimes you have non-integrated companies, and mostly for them, you can use either an interface to do a flat file upload to deliver your corporate close data, or you could also use group reporting data collection, which is a cloud solution. And doing so, you can either do a kind of flat file upload, or you could also do a creation of a form. Form is a layout, and you can manually enter your data and save it directly into AC.U, the table of group reporting. And a nice add-on for this feature is that also non-financial data can be integrated this way into group reporting. Then, on the other hand, you do not always only have actual data for consolidation, but also you need plan data for consolidation. And it's always possible to do a flat file upload, of course, but you could also use our recommended feature, which is SAC, and do planning there. We deliver content, and then at the end, we export the data, the plan data, to group reporting. Then, of course, in our business suite, we also have disclosure management, which comes at the end when group reporting is done. Data, the closed data for group reporting are calculated, let's say this way, and then you have to publish the data to print them, etc., and do electronic submission. Therefore, you can use the disclosure management tool. This is the idea, what we explain for 90% in the very first unit, because it's an introduction unit. And training class. So in Unit 2, we are talking about the process steps of consolidation. And here it's the easiest way to explain the process through consolidation using this figure. I always call it the motorway through consolidation because it explains step by step what has to be done. First of all, you have the preparatory steps in consolidation, which will end here, left part, until data preparation, including data preparation. Then you have the main part of consolidation, which is this little circle here. And then you have the after, let's say it this way, the after consolidation activities. And if you remember my words in the very first unit, releasing data means copying data from integrated companies which have their local close in table AC.A in financials. And this is the first idea, copy the data by releasing it for them into AC.U in group reporting. Then for the non-integrated companies, do either a flat file upload for the closed data or use JRDC. Then data preparation steps means, first of all, after the loading, after the release of data, you do validation steps and check if data is fine, if assets equal equity and liabilities, for example. This is checked by the system. Then, of course, there are adjustment postings. The word topside entries here represents adjustment postings done in group reporting. Then reconciliation is done. And finally, of course, you have to transfer your data into the global currency, the group currency, and therefore you needed currency translation. So these are the preparation steps. And then if data is fine, then we have the main step. We have the consolidation itself, which means on the one hand side, you post the intercompany eliminations, for example, account receivables, account repayables, intercompany consolidation, and then matrix consolidation. And the main part, of course, is consolidation of investments, where we go into a purchase method at equity method, for example. And when this is all done, data is consolidated, as I said, then comes the after consolidation part, which means we have to analyze the data. Here you can use standard reporting, you can use analysis for Microsoft Office, the ARFO tool. And it's nice that you can put a workbook, an analysis workbook, also on a Fiori tile and click on the tile and then the workbook opens. This integration is nice and can be used, of course, too. And on the other hand, you can also use SAP Analytics Cloud, which is, of course, the feature for planning and for reporting. And then if you want to use it, then you can use the disclosure management and integrate your data to the not integrate, but you can send your data, your closing data for group reporting, can send it, you can edit, you can print it, etc., etc. So this is the main focus of the second unit in our introduction class. The third unit is analyzing reporting options. And here I come back to what I already said. When you want to do reporting, either use our standard scenario, embedded analytics. This means using Fiori reports. And also you can use, if you're an Excel fan, you can use analysis for Microsoft Office. You can also read the data there, it's no problem. And on the other hand, you can do you can make use of SAP Analytics Cloud, which is also, as I said, our preferred tool because it's our strategic tool. Then a fourth possibility, which is quite new, is using this app, group financial statement review booklets. And review booklets are quite nice because the group accountant, who is always in lack of time, gets the data after consolidation very well prepared, quite nicely arranged, so that he or she can very fast get an overview about the data which were consolidated, etc. So this is helpful. It gives guidance, you could say, the review booklet to the user. Then in Unit 4, we are talking about the planning possibilities. And here I already said the most important words. You have one possibility that is always possible, work with a flat file and deliver the plan data in a flat file. And we have an interface for that, the data collection interface within group reporting, and you can upload the data there. Then variant number 2 is the JRDC tool, where I had said that mostly, but it's not a must, you can also have SAP integrated companies where you want to upload your data either, or you manually enter your data into a form, as I had said, and save your data, and it's written back to ACDocu. Data collection, the administration is on BTP for group reporting data collection. And the third solution was the planning solution using SAC. You have content, as I said, in this case. And planning is always upload, download. This would mean you would upload actual data to SAC, then you would copy the data. You have the possibility of using planning functionality, and then you would adapt your data. And then if data is fine, you do an export and write back to ACDocu. These are the three possibilities you have. This is the 1 hour training from a very high level perspective. And that was the introductory part. And now we are at the second learning journey, which is the performing learning journey, and which, as I said, consists of 2 classes. On the one hand side, the conceptional class, and on the other hand, we have the execution at the system, doing the corporate close activities. This is part number 2. So if we go to the first part with the basic concepts, we will have also 4 units, and the training would last 3 hours, about 3 hours. As I said in the very beginning, there are no exercises and there are no demonstration because it's conceptual. And I did, again, as I did it also for the very first class, I also explained, or I already explained, I always put 1 or 2 slides from each unit to give you a feeling how the structure of the course is set up. So going to the first unit, you will see that from the conceptual side, we go into more detail compared to the introduction part. We explain what is a consolidation version, for what is it used, what is a preparation ledger, what are consolidation unit, what are financial statement items, what are global hierarchies. Is it possible to add additional fields to ACDocu, for example, the field region that you do not have as a content field in ACDocu? Is it possible to add such a field? Or I need another, let's say, attribute in the master data of the financial statement item field. Is that possible? Yes or no? And if yes, of course, how is it done? So from the conceptual side. And then talking about breakdown categories and sub-item. So I took 1 slide, and for me, the most important one was the slide about consolidation versions, because without a consolidation version, you can't do anything in consolidation. The idea behind is that if you are working with actual data, you need 1 consolidation version in which the actual data is stored. If you want to do budgeting, if you want to do planning, you need a different consolidation version. So every data set in ACDocu is always stored in a version. So this version is also from the configuration side important, because it says when you do your data release from ACDoc A to ACDocu, which data do I have to copy into our group reporting tool? Is it the data from the leading ledger 0L, yes or no, or from a different ledger? So this is the idea behind which data shall I get into group reporting. Then the preparation ledger, a quite new feature, quite interesting. Later on, I have a little slide for it. The preparation ledger, which is the preparation ledger? Do you want to set it active, etc.? Then if you do a multi-group currency concept, then it's also not necessary to work with a consolidation version and to create somehow extension versions. So, etc., etc. What is also important to know, what you can't see on the slide, is that a consolidation version has several special versions for the configuration part, for the customizing. So, for example, if you configure the consolidation groups and the units as a consolidation structure, you would store this structure in a special version, which belongs to your consolidation version. For example, this version is for actual data. And so there are several special versions, all for configuration. And now you could say in a second consolidation version, which is perhaps for planning, that you want to use the same special versions you already used for the actual consolidation version, except for one special version, which is about the configuration and the setup of exchange rates, because you want to say my exchange rate in the planning version are simulation exchange rates and not the actual exchange rates. And therefore, you could say, I use all special versions from the actual consolidation version and set up a special version which is only relevant for the consolidation version concerning your plan data. And so you have saved a lot of time, have saved a lot of money, because you can copy and refer to already created customizing configuration also in other versions. So, and only those points which are different from the first setup in the different version, are interesting for you and will be set up from scratch. But the rest is taken from the consolidation version, which refers to actual data. And these are these conceptual points which are explained in this class. From this quality, they are. If you go to Unit 2, you can see what consolidation tasks exist in our content. Acquiring data, how do I get my data? We already spoke about releasing data and uploading data. Then we explain what are posting levels and document types. Can we use validation and substitution? Which validation steps do we have in our system? Then, of course, we need the currency translation and multiple currencies, etc., etc. This is explained in the second unit, and I again took some of the slides of the class. Here you can see the data monitor with the tasks. If you have a look at it, you will see here, these are the consolidation groups. The group is world, and below these are the consolidation units. And here in the columns, you have the so-called consolidation tasks. Releasing universal journal, this is what I meant when I said you want to copy the data from financials, AC.A, to AC.U. And if you have a look, here is always the minus, then I know that all these consolidation units are external units. And otherwise, I would have an X, something like that here, but that's not the case. So we only have external companies. And then the case is that we use the data collection task, which means that you will perhaps do a flat file upload or use JRDC, etc. Then you have several validation rules, or tasks, better said, here. And then you have the manual data entry. Here you can do adjustment postings. You have the currency translation. These are all preparative activities before you do your main part, before you do the consolidation of investments. And so you are here in the data monitor for the preparation of your consolidation data. Then we have the consolidation monitor. This is a further app. And here you can see a general split we have in our main activities in consolidation. That means if you are interested in consolidation of investments, activity-based, you will have a special consolidation monitor with this task 2101, consolidation of investments, activity-based. And the other variant would be that you are more or less interested in a rule-based consolidation of investment. And in this case, we have some other tasks, especially this 2,100 investments equity elimination. This is from the idea that we say, on the one hand side, you have the possibility, similar to SAP BCS, for those who know that we have an automatic calculation of the elimination postings. You only have to enter the financial statement items in some customizing configuration, and then you click this task, and then activity-based consolidation calculates all elimination postings. This would be variant 1. The other one would be that you say, I want to set up my elimination rules by myself. And in this case, I do some customizing by myself. And in this case, you would use this task to do the execution of the rule-based consolidation of investments. So the monitor could be of a different kind, depending on how you decide to do your consolidation of investments. So, as I said, this is a conceptual class, and therefore we always try to explain a little bit how things work. And this is done for the currency translation. Here you will see a protocol, and we explain how the protocol works and how it calculates. This is the idea of having a conceptual class. Here you will see that we have a double execution internally, a double calculation of the currency translation, and the system and the slide explains how this calculation is done. So this means conceptual class. Just want to give you a feeling for that. In our unit number 3, we have on the right-hand side, you can see it quite nicely, the intercompany matching and reconciliation tool that some of you perhaps know from financials accounting. Then the idea, what are the intercompany elimination possibilities you have, then profit of inventory elimination, and consolidation of investments. And you can see outlining, getting into, discussing is concept. And then we have an optional part, because not in all countries equity pickup is allowed. So it's optional, but for those where it is allowed, they can already have a look at this lesson, at this part. Okay. Again, to give you a feeling, we start in this unit with a setup of, this is the consolidation monitor for activity-based and this one for rule-based. And then, as I said, to give you an idea, focusing on consolidation of investment, we explain to the customer the purchase method, how is the calculation done for the first consolidation. We explain how goodwill is calculated, how the minorities are calculated, and how the elimination postings, how they will look like for this little scenario here. And then we say, either calculation done, what is the protocol using the activity-based consolidation of investments? This is how it will look like. And then we say, Naya, if you work with a rule-based variant, you have to set up all rules by yourself. Then you will get a very long protocol. And we explain, just to give the customer an idea, how the goodwill is calculated in this protocol. So, as I said, conception. Unit 4, balance carry forward and reporting. I took a slide or 2 slides focusing on reporting, because I think a balance carry forward is from the concept quite easy, and most of you will for sure know it. And therefore, I focused on, with my slide selection, on reporting. And the first idea is that we here focus on standard reporting and using tiles. And that we explain, if you open a tile, what are the sections here in this WebDyn Pro-based report. And you can see the navigation panel and how to use, so to speak, the panel and how to navigate in your tile. And nice as it is, you can right mouse click and also navigate down to the original document in AC Docs A for your integrated companies. This is quite nice, this 100% integration. This is one of the big advantages of group reporting. Then we have a further feature, which is also explained by the concept, which are the parts that belong, which must be used, which must be set up. And the idea for us here by reporting items is that you have a kind of FS item, a kind of account in group reporting that does not store its data in table AC Doc U, but which calculates data on the fly. and therefore reporting item is the name. And if you set it up and say, is there already anything delivered? Yes, we have, for example, statements of equity, cash flow statements, etc., which were set up by SAP following this concept, and you can use it immediately. Okay, so that was the idea of our basic concepts learning journey. And to finish everything, we are now at the no longer at the conceptional class, but you are at the execution class following the corporate close. And if you entered our learning journey, you would also get the information. It's an intermediate class, and that the learning journey, the introduction learning journey, should be done before you start this. Then, as I said, it's a hands-on class. In this means that in the 7 units, in the 5-hour lasting learning journey class, you have a lot of exercises, and it's a cloud system in which you do the exercises. What you must not expect is customizing, because for customizing, we will have a different learning journey, which I will mention at the end. It's a hands-on training, and therefore, I just wanted to show you the structure of the units and the lessons, and you can see following this that we have 20 exercises along the group reporting process. So I followed my idea of delivering 1 or 2 slides which were interesting in the relevant unit, and doing so in unit 1, we get familiar with a concept, with a consolidation structure. And if you have a short look, you can see 35% ownership. This means we will have an at equity consolidation unit here. The others look quite as if they were following the purchase method. So both of it will be used in the system. And yes, then in unit 2, it's acquiring data. On the one hand side, you remember our integrated companies using the release feature, and following the non-integrated companies doing the upload feature. This is what I explain here. And not to always explain the same, in this acquiring data scenario, we already say, or also say, that if you do a posting in financials accounting and store your data in ACDoc A, and the preparation ledger is active, you already have at this very, for example, at the 4th of a month, already the information to which consolidation unit will this posting go, and to which consolidation financial statement item this will be posted. So you already have at this point of time within your month, where you do not even think of closing, 4th of a month, as I said, you get some information about where will this be posted in group reporting. It will be stored, this information, in our ACDoc U. Okay, then the next idea is that acquiring data also mean that we use the interface that we deliver for data upload within group reporting. And this means that flat files have to be delivered, and we get an explanation about the header information here in these first lines of the flat file, how they have to be constructed, what the parameters, etc., what they mean. So here it's a little bit concept and a little bit doing. Then you can also see that data collection is our task if you want to do the upload. And I had already said that we have an interface in group reporting doing the uploads, and this is exactly the place that I meant. And you enter your flat file, and then you have your data in ACDoc U. Then we are in the preparing unit. As you can see here we see calculating net income and retained earnings, running validations, group reporting journal entries. These are the adjustment postings, and the currency translation. These are the topics. And I put some little figures into my presentation. Here on the upper left side, you can see what calculate net income and current retained years earnings is meant. It's about this task. calc net income. It means that you are in an income statement and you have a profit calculated, revenues versus the costs, and then the saldo, the balance, is the annual net income of 100. This is calculated, and this has to be the same balance for the balance sheet, where you have your assets and your liabilities and equities, and the balance between them is also 100. And this is posted, and with the help of this task. Then, of course, when done, all the validations can be run. This one, for example, if you have released your data using this tool here, this task, and the other ones when it fits, I would say. Here, you have the possibility to either execute the validation from the monitor, or you can use the existing tiles we offer. Then, Unit 4 is about matching and intercompany transaction elimination. And you can see from the list here that it's on the one hand side, the ICMR tool, the eliminations, then also matrix consolidation. And I did not put all slides here, just wanted to give you an impression again. So this is a little picture about the ICMR tool and the reconciliation status. Then we have here in our consolidation monitor the information when you want to execute the intercompany eliminations, which tasks do we offer? So this is set here, and they will all be used in our scenario. Then in Unit 5, it's about consolidation of investments again. And first of all, you are made familiar again with your group structure. Then we are doing the hands-on training, as I said. Therefore, it is important to, per flat file upload, to upload the ownership percentages. The Excel file is explained, how do you have to set it up, and the setup is done. And then one of the slides I love very much, because they explain a lot with few words, so to speak, is this slide, which shows reporting. And you can see posting level. Posting level is a very important field for consolidation, because you can see at each step of changing and adapting your data in consolidation, when did the data come into group reporting. You can see here that we have posting level 00, and so this data here comes from imports, which means it could be an import via GRDC or via our flat file interface using an upload file. Then you have on the right-hand side the hash, posting level hash. This means that you have an integrated company, and this one does the release, and releasing is always represented using the hash, and therefore this is data coming from data release into group reporting. Then you can see 01 as a posting level. This means you did adjustment postings. Then 20 is always for intercompany elimination, and 30, very important, is always for consolidation of investment. So you can see at which point of time, so to speak, the data entered the ACDoc-U table. Then coming back to reporting, as I already said in the conceptional learning class, we have reporting rules and reporting items. And I said that we deliver content, for example, X2, which stands for statement of cash flow. This means you can use a hierarchy based on the fly calculated items for the example of the cash flow. Then we also have the booklet feature. As I said, a new feature, and here I took all the slides we deliver in the hands-on class, just to give you a feeling that you get an explanation of each of the parts of your booklet tool, to understand how it is used and how you have to read the data. Then the last unit is running balance carry forward, and this time I go to the slide, and you can see that we are here in period 1 of a year, and only in period 1 of a year this task balance carry forward is shown in the monitor. And if you do the update, the data, the ending balances are copied into the opening balances of the next year. This is represented here in this log by the SI, this always means sub-item, 915 for variances and 900 for opening balance. And here you have a special FS item. This is the retained earnings of a current year, and doing the balance carry forward, the data, the ending balance data of this account, of this FS item, are copied in the opening balance, but of a different account, of the retained earnings prior year account, 316,000, to make the account free for the profits you will make in the year 2023, to say it a little bit in easy words. So this is explained in this hands-on class, and everything is done on the system, hands-on. So I wanted to mention our future ideas about learning journeys for group reporting. So coming back to one slide, right-hand side, you can see one learning journey, which is called implementing. And you can see that this learning journey focuses on the consultant. And you can see that we have 3 training classes, F9 611, which is the configuration class, 10 hours lasting class. Then we have the F9 612, which is the JRDC class, 8 hours are planned. And we have the F9 613, which is a 2-hour planned class for IC, for intercompany matching and elimination. This is the idea. And going a little bit into more detail, you can see the contents here. And following this 611, you will see that we do not have the consolidation of investment part in this configuration class for a special reason. In the 612, you will see that we have data loading and creation of forms, of layouts. And here in this 613 class, we have all kinds of intercompany eliminations. And you can see that we want to do it on an on-premise system, all 3 classes. And as all of them are configuration, therefore implementation classes. And what I can say, I think latest at the end of October, they will all be finished. So you can expect sooner or later the implementation SAP S/4HANA Cloud for Group Reporting learning journey. When this learning journey was attended, then the next one will be consolidation of investments, the consolidating investments learning journey, which will then, of course, focus on consolidation of investments. I think sometime next year at first quarter is my feeling that this will be done and finished then. So having said everything from my side for this little sneak to peek, I wish you all a happy learning. So back to you, Philip. From my side, I would be finished, and I stop sharing and will put the PDF into the chat.
Yes, thank you very much. And thank you all for your attention. And thank you, Friederike, for this excellent presentation and the sneak preview session. So we'll now end the recording, and then we'll start with the Q&A